So I have really bad OCD, but I wanted to be able to share with you some nuances that I have about the game. If you lay down fence foundations and then you snap them, it takes about 8 pieces across to be on the safe side. You can have all your gates be symmetrically straight. Now, obviously, they turn because they'll snap on a 45-degree angle. And then half of the pillar of one gate will snap into the other. Let's go up a little bit higher so you can see what I mean. See what I mean? Like, look at that. It's all nice and clean. And even on the 90-degree turn, you could see... Helps if I point down there. You could see that that's symmetrically clean. My pen used to be to the right, as you could see. I started bringing it in. I just placed some... Okay, so behind me I would place a ceiling, a pillar, a ceiling, a pillar. And I would extend it, like right from over here. Watch what I mean by that. So like over here, where this gate, where this chest is, I would have a couple ceiling pieces sticking out, then a pillar. And then I just keep going straight. That way it's not on an angle. Then once I have a ceiling piece here, the piece that's going from left to right, you slap that fence foundation on it so that it's literally 100% parallel with your base, right? So what happens at that point, if we look back, it's perfectly even, parallel between the base and my gates. So that's how you do that. And then the gates, the fence foundation gates, or whatever the hell they're called. Yeah, fence foundation. They allow Behemoth gates to snap, and they're very inexpensive. If you do them on wood and they break, your entire Behemoth gate's gonna break. Okay, so you don't want to do that. And then in an instance like this, they all snap, okay? But sometimes because of the extreme angle, it doesn't work well. So what do you got to do? Watch this. I move. Well, now it might be hard because I have a gate. But see how it started to snap? There, right there, it snapped. Then you can R1, get the different points. But once it snaps that way in the opposite direction, see that little green nub that sticks out? Pretend I placed it down. Now, when I come to this one here that's already placed, it'll snap along with it, and then you can work your way down. So place one this way. See how it snapped? Place it. Place your next one. Then go ahead. You got 22 seconds to pick up the original piece so you're not wasting materials. And because I'm trying to keep dinosaurs out, you'll see that I did a weird thing here where I was able to build metal pillars and some ceilings to keep other little bastards out of the area. I might even have to put another one like right there and put another pillar if possible. Now going into the water, which might not be a smart idea right now. But that is where things can get a little bit tricky. But it's the same thing. Another thing you want to note is see how long some of these clip through the gates. Notice how I didn't finish because I technically don't need to. But look at my problem now when I go to snap it. It's red because my gate is in the way. So I'm going to actually have to destroy it. You got to make sure that when you're placing your last, piece before I drown or get eaten by piranhas, that you actually see some of the nub of the fence foundation stick out. You understand? It's very, very important. You want to see some of it sticking out before you place your gate down. Oh, kind of like here. Notice how this little piece here is sticking out a couple of inches past the gate. That's what you want to do before you start placing your gate down. Otherwise, you're stuck in my position where I have to destroy it. And that is no good. So kind of play around with it. You can use, wood as it's cheaper in resources to kind of test it out first. You can snap down a Behemoth gate. Like, watch. Oh, let's check that out. Let's see how this works here. Oh, I don't like it there where I misplaced it. Look, you got 30 seconds, sorry. Pick it up. You get the entire item back. That's a newish feature that didn't exist back in, my time. So again, this might look a little odd. Might look a little weird. But it keeps it because next to nothing can destroy those. And that's what those behemoth gates rely on. Because you could just place them free-floating without any foundation pieces. Fence foundation. But you're not going to get them perfectly symmetrically intact. And it really doesn't take that much more effort. Now, unless you're OCD in a different way, and you don't want to see this ugly shit on the inside of your base, the fence foundation, yeah, that does look pretty ugly, I guess, in some ways. Especially if you're on an angle and it looks like steps all over the place, like over here. Well, then, yeah, I guess you're screwed in a way. But for me, I'm not OCD about that. So now what we're going to do is, first of all, we have to build... Oh, no, I already have the fence pieces. Yeah, I have to rebuild, so I don't know if you want to stick around. This is not exactly a fun... Let's close that one. Let's open the gates outwards. This is the bird that builds. So I have to rebuild this gate. We've got the thatch. We've got half the wood and half the stone. But we're going to get that with... I'm sorry. With this guy. As in, like, because I'm going to tear it down. When you tear something down, you get half the materials back. Things look safe. Looks like we're good. That's Apache. I don't think there's any piranhas right now. Doesn't look like it. There's usually a small school that can spawn here. You'll see them charging towards you. No, we're good. Okay. What the heck was that? What the hell just got eaten in midair? Did the koi fish go rabid? Alright, let's try and do this here. And I can't move. I have become encumbered. Might as well have a little snack. He's moving slow for obvious reasons. He's got to carry my fat ass. And I can't move. Let's see if this works. Right in the bird's butthole. Let's dump all that shit in. Whoops, not the leather. Whatever. Really? What else am I missing? Oh, like 11 stone. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? We're barely missing anything. So we're gonna jump on Dodicarus. We're gonna smash shit. Might as well. He's a cheap Dode. Cheap Dicarus. Alright. Keep on rolling, baby. Remember that song by Limp Bizkit? Anyways. Never mind that. Argentavis and beavers appear to have smithies. Beavers always have, as far as I remember. But the RG, I don't remember. Did you make it yet? Alright. Now we're gonna bring... Alright, we'll back up. Back it up. Want to do this while it's still You look like a tasty snack. I hate shit that makes sounds. Kill it! Alright. We're gonna go in the water. Right about here. I'm telling you, those piranhas, boy. Fuck around with me. Once they get a hold of your luggage, it's game over. So you come in the water. You kind of move. See, oh, see, it's snapped. There. Oh, I'm hungry. Eat a couple steaks. Because when you're cold and you're underwater, you'll actually get hungry faster. So maybe if I was in a hot bath, I wouldn't be hungry, and I could lose weight. Who knows? Everything underwater is a little tricky. Everything's just a little bit wonky, if you will. He's making the sound that he's starving, but he's not. Is anything behind me? So help me, God. Let's take a peek. First person view. These guys have infinite breath, by the way. The animal that I'm on, the shadow mane, look at it. I'm underwater. Notice on the right-hand side of the screen at the bottom, there is a oxygen thing. That's my oxygen. But look at the top right for my animal. It can breathe indefinitely. Yeah, never mind that jellyfish. That shit will fuck your day. You don't want to go there. Now what we can do is try to place our gate. Notice how there's that and that. The one with the thicker front, the bright green, that's actually what you want on the outside. Now, if you look at it there, it looks like it's perfectly on the right-hand side, halfway through intertwined with the other one. Place it down. That looks perfect. We jump in the water. We don't panic. We've got the nub sticking out. That's what she said. So that means that we're good. We can even look at it over here, make sure it's flush. It is. Everything just looks like it was... Like, look at the right piece. How it's, you know, the thin column there on the right. That thin piece. Then look at it on the left. It's almost the same size. That's how you know that it's perfectly in line. And we have a foundation piece that's sticking out. So we're good for that. So now what I'm going to do... I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. Now, as for this thing that's going on, I'm just going to ramble a little bit because it's nighttime. I know it's boring. But I want to kind of, in case you didn't watch my other videos, which I'm not going to say I suggest you watch. They're kind of terrible. Just saying. Just keeping it real. But that's more or less the end of it. You see, this used to all be open, and because I have a supply drop and my neighbor, that's why I had to dip the gates in. I was too close to him and the supply drop. So I had to sandwich myself, but I protected myself. Over here on the right-hand side is as far out as I can go. That is where my water pen was, so I brought it in just a little smidgen. Decided to build Behemoth gates as my wall. And then I kept one facing that way directly into the deep water as my gate to come in to bring in my sharks or whatever else I decide to knock out and kidnap to bring back to my base. And then we could see the faint outline of the shallower water all over here. This wall here, all these pillars and ceilings that you see, that looks like a lightning bolt shape. I'm going to break all that. I'm going to extend the perimeter and I'm going to zigzag it along here where it's not deep, like 20 pillars high. Well, maybe not 20 pillars, but you get the idea. I'm going to break all of this open here so that all of this is all open. All the sandy, shallow water is my playpen. Okay? But I don't need it to go all the way to my Behemoth gates. So I'm only going to go so far out up until it's deep. So I probably still have, excuse me, another 1, 2, maybe another 4 Behemoth gates I got to build till I get to the deep water in a nice straight line. Then what I might do is kind of like what I did over here, where I have the ceiling and the pillar clip into the gate, right? So it's clipped into the gate on the right-hand side. Over here, I don't need it clipped in. I don't need to have those pillars again as... I mean, I technically could rebuild it, but it's a waste of materials. The Behemoth gates act as your protector, right? But I don't want to do those all the way around because A, it's too much, and I can't see. I like being able to go into my water pen and see through the gates, go underwater, you know, what's on the other side, without having to open a 10-ton gate. So yeah, once I extend the gate all the way out, I'm probably just going to pillar, you know what I mean, all along like you see with the ceiling pieces like that over here, to kind of enclose myself off. That way I'll be able to escape out that way, or out through there if I want to go for a swim and tame some stuff. So that's the plan. Because when you go offline, and I tested this yesterday so it's not up for debate, as of the end of June of 2022, okay, it takes 10 seconds for you to disconnect and all your shit becomes invisible to the world. Anything comes nearby, they don't see your base, your animals, nothing. It's like you don't even exist. Okay? So, that's how that works. So now that I'm closed off, I technically am relatively safe. I see something wild coming, a Giga, a Titan. I could just disconnect my game, to be perfectly honest. And I would be in the clear. I'm going to finish off one more thing here, and then I'll end the video. Now let's do... Uh-oh. Nah, whatever. I think it's too late. Oh, no, I got it. 2. We're going to try something here. I don't need to necessarily, like, double it. It's just because it looks cleaner to do it that way. This is not really a gate meant to go through. Again, I can build one here and I can build one there. Does it help a little bit more? Maybe. So let's see what happens if I do that. And I wanted to place a pillar. Ooh, that would be perfect, but it's red. But you don't give up. You kind of move around. Oh, you see that? Oh, it's because it wants to stick up. Let's take it from the other side. That's what he said. Yeah, I know. It's cringy, but I'm the king of cringe. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that sticking up too much. Oh, that's good. Wait. No, that's where we wanted it. Yeah, hold on there. I was getting distracted here. Oh, it's too big. No comment. It doesn't always work because it comes to a point where you have to have a little bit more room. But if it went green for a second, it means it's possible. It comes to... There. See what I'm saying? Don't ever give up. If it just stays red, then yeah, you're screwed. Otherwise, it means there's hope. So that just gives it a little bit extra protection. I mean, I really don't need to put one here you know, because I'm going to be destroying this part here, right? I don't need to have the ones going out this way. This is my wall of protection, not this. This originally used to be it. The outline here I'm going to keep just for the sake of symmetry, so that when I decide to, you know, do my wall on the other side, I'm actually going to have to take a ceiling piece and go all the way across, follow along with the gate, and then make sure that it connects to my last Behemoth gate. So yeah, actually, in theory, I will have to keep building out. But whatever, that may be another video for another time. For now, like I said, this looks a little bit whatever, but very few things are going to get underneath here now. So always build your pillars and your ceiling first if you're going underwater or doing any kind of weird angled, you know, stuff like this here, whether you're in the water or not, because your Behemoth gate is very forgiving at going and clipping through stuff. Vice versa, things aren't too forgiving going into the Behemoth gate. As you can see, I couldn't place that metal fence foundation until I destroyed it and rebuilt it, okay? So keep that in mind. The big Behemoth is just that. It's big, it's imposing. It can go where it wants. Your little nubby-ass pillar, you know what I'm saying, doesn't have the right of way, so you're going to have less opportunity to do stuff like this. But again, because the gap is perfect, it fit right in. I think I'm just going to leave it for now, the video. I just kind of wanted to discuss, you know, that sort of thing. And the reason I go every pillar, not every second one, because you can actually put a pillar in a ceiling piece and go out 2 ceiling pieces, put a pillar. So every other pillar I have doesn't necessarily need to be there. But for the sake of cleanliness and looking even, I wanted to do that. Because at the back, where I want to close it off, I don't want sharks getting through. And they can get through in between. They can get between that pillar and this one if that middle piece wasn't there. So I don't want to go every other one over here, even though a shark's not coming from the sand. Unless it's a sand shark from Guild Wars 2, but never mind that. And then have it so that down over there, it's every pillar. You know what I mean? Every other pillar here, every pillar there. It'll aesthetically look weird to me. So there you have it. That's it. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. I mean, it obviously does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. If you didn't like the video, well, too fucking bad. Go ahead, give it a thumbs down. And I'll have this here Giga over there, or maybe this thing, give you a little nibble where the sun don't shine. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, obviously, that would be fantastic. But if not, I don't blame you. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. Maybe. I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.